Alright, so it's been 5.5 hours. I made the eggs at 11:30. It is now 5 p.m. and hopefully they're dried and crusted up enough. And so right now you need to handle these with care. They are very fragile and I hope they don't break in my hand. And where you had it laying down, this part's going to crust over a little bit too. But gently hold it in your hand. Don't squeeze it hard. And start scraping away at it. And you're going to want to leave about 1/4 inch around, all the way around inside the egg. So just gently start scraping it. You can take the side of your spoon to kind of get off the part that crusted up. And I might have let these set just a little bit too long, but you know how things go. And I like to leave the sides of mine kind of thick so it makes the egg extra sturdy. So I'll be back when I get this one finished and show you what it looks like, and to show you how to do the other one where we're going to have the peak hole in it. But just take your time with this part. And one more thing, the bottom of your egg, this will be, because this is the back part of the egg, this will be where your seam sits, your little bunnies and stuff, so you kind of want to make this part flat. So I'll be back. Okay, I've almost done with this, but you see the thickness, about 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, really doesn't matter. I know I've seen some people scrape it all the way down to where where it's hardened at, but I just don't want to do that. To me it makes the egg more stable, and this will be where you put your icing to actually stick the eggs together. And so here's the bottom, and once you get this done, then you're going to leave it setting this way, and this needs to dry overnight for a good 12-18 hours. It really needs to be dried all the way through. So now I'm going to show the other side, and I'm going to show you why I went ahead and made the indent in it too. So go ahead and start scraping away. Okay, I've got some of it scraped out. I'm not all the way to the bottom yet. But now I'm going to go ahead and get onto the bottom while I still have a good bit of sugar left in here. So I know it's right there in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and just dig out a small hole till I can feel my spoon. Don't know if you can hear that. Now I'm touching the part that crusted over. So with this much still in there, I'm going to scrape out just a little bit more, and I'm going to start gently tapping. There, we broke through. So now, start scraping away more of this sugar and get my spoon in there, and the rest should just kind of fall out where we scored it earlier. And if you have a piece like on mine where it's still there, I just kind of broke it off. So now just take your spoon and you can clean up the sides, and don't worry about it too much because we'll be putting some frosting right there, and a lot of that will be covered up. Okay, there's mine, and you can see it's still kind of rough right in there, but that's okay. So the rest of it in here, just kind of get it all to the same thickness, and then get it as smooth as you can. And there we have our front half. Remember, these are still real delicate. So we'll set it down too. And then the other half that we had, see, we've got some now left over. So I'm going to go ahead and scrape this one out and going to go ahead and mold another front while we have this left over. And here are my sugar egg shells. So they're going to sit like this overnight till they're completely dry. If it's real humid in your area, it might even need to set longer. But once they set up and get dry, they won't be as fragile. So with the leftover that I have, I'm going to go ahead and make another egg. I've washed and dried out my mold. And the hard bits, you want to pick them out. The hard bits, you want to pick them out where we pop through our hole in the other one, because that will mess up your egg. But I try to put them all in one side of this bowl, so they'll be easy to find. And if your sugar is dried out just a little bit, just add a drop or two of water. Don't want to add a lot. But mine, that where it was still in the egg, it's still pretty good. Alright, I had just enough left over to make a little stand to set one of the eggs on. So, since we won't be scraping any of that out, just let it dry for several hours on one side and then just turn it over and let it dry again, and preferably overnight. In my bowl, I'm going to take one egg white, now if you're making more than one egg, go ahead and double or triple this recipe, and you're going to want it to be kind of firm. So first I'm going to mix my egg whites till they're almost to the soft peak stage. Alright, we're not at the soft peak stage, but if we kept beating it up, it would be there. See, we got some little soft peaks. And I'm going to be mixing in the powdered sugar, and I also have just a little bit of milk. And we're just going to have to keep playing with this recipe. So it may be a little different for you. So right now I'm going to add 1 cup of powdered sugar. And I'm going to add another cup. Okay. Let's see where we're at. Okay, see where it's still kind of still want this to be just a little bit more stiff. So now I'm just going to add little bits at a time. I'm just going to sprinkle in about a teaspoon at a time. Okay, this looks good. See how that's not really wanting to fall off? You really have to work with it. And especially if you're going to pipe little flowers or something. But we want it to hold up. So just, you're going to have to work with this and just play with it. But that looks good. So I'm going to scrape it all in the middle of the bowl. Cover it with a damp paper towel till I get everything else ready.